I always had a self-image, even when I was the skinny loser. I was like, I deserve more. Everybody's where they want to be, whether they want to admit it or not. That dude wants to be fat. He thinks he wants to be in shape, but he doesn't want to give up the eating habits. He wants to be fat. And he thinks he wants a hotter girlfriend, but he's with his 2 out of 10. He wants that girlfriend. Like we were saying, you have to get pissed off and you have to be like, I'm no longer willing to accept this. That was what I did my entire life. I'm like, I'm done being skinny. I'm no longer willing to accept this. This isn't who I am. I'm not sitting behind a desk and raising my hand to use the restroom. This isn't who I am. If you can get pissed off enough, if the anger of your current situation outweighs the fear of change, then you're gonna change.
What's up, guys? We're here with Vincent. What's up, brother? How you been? Let's rock and roll. So guys, today we're smoking a little hookah. Normally we have these conversations and we don't record it, but I was like, dude, let's record it so the people that are watching could get some takeaways from it. Guys, Vincent, go ahead and tell them a little bit about your story for the people that don't know you.
Yeah, so my name's Vincent Fischer. I've been in the gym scene for about 4 or 5 years now. I started out with a viral transformation. Super skinny teenager, like weak, insecure. I got in the gym and gained 60 pounds my first year. Started uploading fitness content online. I started doing online coaching, and now I do consulting for online coaches.
That's freaking sick, bro. And how old are you?
21 years old.
Guys, he's 21 years old, and if you guys have ever scrolled through Instagram or TikTok, I'm sure you've seen his videos. The before and the after.
Yeah.
You talk about that transformation. What got you into actually working out?
Man, so what got me in the gym, like I said, I was tired of being weak, insecure, like I was tired of feeling unconfident in my own skin. And really I saw, like I wanted to get girls too, like a lot of the basic things that dudes get in the gym for. And along the journey, I didn't realize I'd inspire as many people as I did, but I saw big influencers like David Lade who had before and afters, and I was like, I want to do something similar and inspire people. So that's really what got me in the gym.
Dude, I freaking love it. I love it. Guys, our story is very, very similar because if we look at our lives, it's pretty much very similar in what we do. So we both have online businesses. We both have made over $1 million selling online products. We both have girlfriends from not Americans, right? We both like nice cars, and we both live in penthouses. So it's and we're both young. So it's pretty cool. Guys, what I really want you guys to kind of take away from today's actual podcast is that if we can do it, we're not special. I don't think you consider yourself the smartest guy in the world.
No, definitely not.
Me neither, right, bro? I got all F's in high school, D's, F's. So guys, if we can do it, that goes to show you that anyone could do it. Dude, I want to ask you about more of your business. So right now, your main area of focus is teaching people how to go out there and do what you did.
Yeah, so main area is consulting now. Like I said, I started with fitness programs. Low ticket at the time, I was making a couple thousand a month, which was huge for me because I tried doing reselling, drop shipping, day trading. None of those things seemed to work. And I found this one thing, which was fitness programs that saw a hint of success. But everything changed for me when I went from low ticket to higher ticket. And I bought a BMW i8 from fitness programs only. And I had a lot of people asking me online, Vince, how can I do the same exact thing? And I was thinking, if my questions went from how do I get in shape to how do I make money, I might as well capitalize on that market too, and there's higher margins. So that was kind of my switch from fitness programs to more so consulting.
What was that like? What's the difference between talking to someone selling something low ticket, because it was like very low ticket, versus high ticket? How much do you sell? Like, what was the price in low ticket and what's the price now?
Low ticket, I was selling like anywhere from 20 to 50. Higher tickets like 6K to 15,000. And it's a different type of person. Like a lot of people watching this probably want to get started with info products or have some already. Like a lower ticket audience is lower level people. Not to sound offensive, but like a lot of these guys haven't done self-development yet, especially with people first getting in the gym. They haven't built discipline, they haven't built the mindsets, they haven't built the habits. One thing I noticed going from working with getting people in shape to consulting is I'm starting with people that already have a good foundation and blueprint. That's the biggest difference from low ticket to high ticket for me. Also perceived value. Like a lot of the time people take it more serious the more they pay. A lot of people on here with info products, like you do more real estate stuff, right? They have this dilemma where I don't want to charge too much because I don't want people to think it's expensive or whatever, but the higher the price is, the more they take it serious, the more testimonials you'll get. Like I love high ticket stuff,
Dude, I want to touch on that because I started off selling as a sales guy, youngest person, Grant Cardone hired. And I remember I had this dilemma in my head that I was selling only low tickets. It wasn't my products, it was Grant's products. And I remember I would see this one guy and he was banging people for like 40 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand. And dude, it broke me because I was like, bro, why is this guy collecting so much money? I know my skills are better. I put in more, I show up early, I stay later. Why is this guy collecting more? And then I remembered and I asked my boss and I was like, yo, what exactly is going on? Like, why is he collecting more than I am if my stats are better? And he said, bro, because he believes it. You don't believe believe you're worth 40 grand. You don't believe you're worth 50 grand. And keep in mind, I was 18 years old at the time. When he told me that, and I was like, damn, he's right. I do think 40 grand is a lot of money. That's why I'm not asking people for 40 grand on the call. My life changed. The next day, I was like, bro, 40 grand is no fucking money. 100 grand is no money. The next day, close 50 grand right there. It's never ever happened. So what was your story whenever you realized that it's like your first ever big high ticket sale? And what was the limiting belief that you had selling just low ticket?
Yeah. So like low ticket, it was same thing. I believed I was worth $20 to $50. And really for me, the biggest like high ticket jump, I guess, it was the first time I sold a $6,000 package. And that was for consulting. You know, like I was doing fitness programs around 1 to 2K. And I never had big chunks of money like that. It was just a lot of people. I remember one day I was like, you know, I have all these testimonials now. I'm helping a bunch of people out. And I just got on the phone. I was like, hey, it's 6,000. And the person paid me. And I was like, holy shit, I'm never going back. You know what I mean? Especially for like income goals. Cause I was always floating around like 40,000 a month with fitness. But when I hit my first 6-figure month with consulting, it was a lot less people than these low ticket fitness programs. I don't want to skip over. I want to touch on like your story of like how you got into sales, like how you were Grant Cardone's youngest top performance sales guy. Like explain your story.
Dude, it was actually crazy. I never had a father figure. Grew up with a single mother. Ever since I was in high school, I was a junior, I was always telling myself, dude, I'm looking for that father figure. Someone that could tell me like, bro, this is what you're supposed to do as a man, you know? And I found this guy online. He had an ad. He was in front of a jet. He was wearing a cowboy hat saying like, hey guys, here's how to get rich, blah, blah, blah. And dude, in my head, I was like, dude, there's a guy out there that's rich that's teaching me how to get rich. Yeah. In my head, I was like, bro, this is a no-brainer. Let me just go ahead and let me put in my information. Little do I know, you have to exchange money to actually get the information. At that time, I was 16, 17 years old, bro. I had negative freaking 20 bucks on my account. I didn't even have a bank account at that time. So I did everything and anything to get the information. I started being obsessed, bro. I started watching all of his YouTube videos, all of his free content. I would memorize everything. And then eventually I got the opportunity. They were looking to hire people. So I was like, hey, Grant, I want to work, blah, blah, blah. I submitted my application, rejected. Submitted the second application, rejected. The third application, they gave me a shot because they were like, dude, this kid's fucking crazy. He's texting everyone. He's DMing people. And he said, hey, Tabare, why should we hire you? And I said, Grant, if you don't hire me, I'm gonna keep on coming back. And that one line, which goes back to selling, I was selling myself, changed everything for me because it showed him that it's like, oh damn, this kid is fucking hungry. He gave me a job, started off as an administrative assistant, dude. I was making no fucking money, like $13 an hour, but I didn't care. I wanted to be in the room with people that make money. Because I come from Fort Myers, Lehigh, Florida, right? There's no money there, but you'll never see a Lambo there, ever, ever, ever. Yeah. You know, I remember that, and then they gave me a shot. I worked my way up from administrative assistant to basically sales operations, and I was managing all the systems, the operations, dude. I was seeing big money. Like Grant spends $2 million a month on ads, like a lot of money. It was just bam, bam, left and right. And that helped me expand my mindset into like, wow, this is possible. So I was in operations. I was making good money for an 18-year-old kid. And then my buddy came up to me and he showed me that he made 40 grand in about a week. And I was like, bro, you made 40 grand in a week and I make 40 grand in a fucking year. And I'm over here stressing everything, having to figure out the CRM, all the mechanic stuff. I got into sales. I convinced my mentor to like, yo, bro, give me a shot in sales. He told me no, 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 no. Eventually joined the sales team. My very first day, I got 3 deals. Closed over $11 million for Grant, and then I started my own companies.
Nah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. I want to touch on what he said, which is huge, because I grew up without a father figure too. It's a blessing and a curse. I always say most people are chained to poverty through inherited beliefs, but when you don't have a male role model telling you like you have to go to school, you have to do this is the path you're following. Like I said, it's a blessing. Some people use that as an excuse, but one thing we both did, we don't have father figures now, like who can teach me who's already where I want to be. I had a similar story with that. I had a mentor, his name was Ty. He was a young dude, he did day trading. He had a Rolls Royce. I was 16. He took me out to LA and drove me around in this drop top Phantom, and I was like, holy shit. Like my mom makes, you know, damn near minimum wage, and this dude has like a $250,000 car he's driving me around in. He actually told me about Grant Cardone. He's like, yo, this is one of the guys I'm watching. Check out his video, Top 3 Money Secrets. And I'm watching the video, same thing as you. And I hit that mentor. I'm like, bro, we have to come to Miami and go to one of his events. This would be awesome. He's like, yeah, let's go, Vince. Like I went to the event, and my first introduction to marketing, like masterminds and seeing how much money these people made, I remember doing the math. I was like, I paid $1,000 to get in this room. There's like hundreds of people in this room. The VIP seats are over 10,000. I was like, so he made at least $1 million off these seats, and then they're upselling you as you go to the restroom. God, I was like, holy shit. So real estate was one thing that fascinated me, but it was also the marketing aspect. Yeah. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that, you know, a lot of these big guys preach like do real estate, 32 units, but I feel like you have to have some crazy ass income to even get in that field. What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, so the answer is yes and no. To get into multifamily, yes, you do need to make a little bit of money. That's why I got something called Airbnb arbitrage. So when I was a sales guy, dude, there's 3 freedoms. There's location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. I had the financial freedom. I was making $500,000 in take-home income, but I didn't have the location of the time freedom. Meaning if I don't go to work, guess what? I don't make any money. That was the moment that I realized it's like, hey, it's not about how much money you make, but it's how much money can your money make you when you're not working. That's what got me into real estate. So my business partner, Gerardo, he actually does Airbnb. And he introduced me to Airbnb because I remember I would call him. Funny enough, I met him through my connections at Grants. I called him and I was like, bro, what is it that you do? I always see you playing golf, you're fucking playing paddle. Like what exactly is it that you do? He told me Airbnb and I grabbed that information, used that information, got started in Airbnb. And then I used my skills because I believe collaboration is the new currency. A lot of people try to reinvent the wheel, do it themselves. I just told him, I was like, hey bro, look, you got 70 properties right now. Let's partner up together. Instead of competing in the same market of Miami, let's just combine forces. Fast forward a year and a half, we have over 280 properties.
Damn, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So money is making you money now. And that, would you say that's the difference between being rich and being wealthy?
Dude, I think wealthy is like, you gotta IPO. You gotta IPO or you gotta do something crazy. Like wealthy is like Jeff Bezos, those people over there in that island. That's wealthy. Anyone could get rich, but I think to get wealthy, that's a whole different ballgame. Because wealth is like guys in Singapore. They just, bro, just $1 billion. Oh, I lost $2 billion today. Okay, next.
So like for the people watching this, because they're probably like early 20s, like making minimum wage, what would you consider wealthy? Let's open their minds up. Like what number amount do you think somebody has to have to be wealthy?
I think wealthy is the world shuts down, you lose a couple billion and you're still good. That's wealthy.
So he's talking billions, guys.
100%. You can't, like rich is like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, you can go anywhere, but dude, anyone could get rich. Yeah. Anyone. Everyone is gonna make $1 million. If you think about it, everyone that works at McDonald's, they eventually, if they work at McDonald's their entire life, 70 years, they will touch $1 million. So everyone's gonna become a millionaire. But true wealth is being able to actually have so much money that, dude, your money is just multiplying for you.
So it's like a time scale. It's not about just how much money you have, it's how quickly you can make money, because anybody can work at McDonald's their whole lives and make $1 million. But like you said, you seeing that sales dude that made $40,000 in a week when you made that in a year at the time.
It's insane.
It's about speed, I feel like.
Speed. Getting rich young. There's a lot of people, right? You don't want to have a nice car but be freaking 80 years old.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I'll get a lot of comments like, Vince, why'd you buy this car? You bought the SVJ and that's stupid, and you know, you need to buy properties. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be an invisible dude online. I feel like some things are bigger than money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like one thing you have to have is an abundance mindset. You're thinking bigger, you're thinking billions. I always had the same exact thing, and I feel like that's what allows you to kind of believe you can do it. Because a lot of people are like, they're chasing money without actually believing it. They're like, oh, I hope I get rich one day and this, that. You're 23 now, which is crazy as hell. I remember the first time we came here and talked off camera, I was like, this is the sharpest, I think you were 22 at the time. Yeah. I was like, this is the sharpest 22-year-old I've ever seen. So
I appreciate that.
Would you accredit a lot of that to hanging around people that are a lot older than you?
Dude, that's such a great question. Yes. Every single room that I'm in, I always put myself and I'm like, okay, I'm the dumbest person in the room, like especially at Grants. I was basically a top producer. So whenever anyone would try to talk to me, right? First off, when I started in sales, I wasn't a top producer. So what I would do is I would be like, okay, let me look at who's top producer. Anyone else that gives me advice, I'm not gonna listen to them. I'm only gonna listen to the top producer, right? And that's all I did. Because you gotta surround yourself with people that are gonna push you. That's why I left my hometown, right? I came here to Miami with $100 to my name, and I was like, dude, I don't care what I do, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna learn from people. And you did the same thing too, right? You went surround yourself. I know what's his name, Bonteface?
Yeah.
He taught you a lot. He helped you, boom, go to the next level in terms of online marketing. That guy's a beast too.
Yeah, he's going crazy. He was the first dude I was here. He's like, I remember I asked him, I'm like, what's the most you made in a day? Bro, I did $1 million in a day. I was like, what the hell? I'm over here thinking $1 million a year, and there's people making $1 million a day. The thing is, what you were saying is huge. Selective listening only to people that are where you want to be.
100%.
A lot of people are taking advice from everybody. There's that quote, if you want to drive a Rolls Royce, don't take advice from Honda drivers.
Yeah.
And that's huge, but so many people miss that concept. I was talking to some kids by my car the other day, and they're like, Vincent, why don't my parents believe in me and this, that? I'm like, they don't believe in you because they've never gone where you're trying to go. I think that takes a certain level of intelligence too. A lot of people look at traditional education like, oh, go to school, go to college, get a job. I always saw the real measure of intelligence as getting what you want out of life. If I see the dude that has the penthouse, the supercars, the girlfriend, the relationship, I'm like, what does that dude know that other people don't?
100%. And it's work ethic. You work very hard. A lot of people see you online, you have fun, but that's what you want them to see. Obviously, you want them to see the lifestyle, because in order to change someone's life, you got to attract them first. And in order to attract them, you got to show them the nice stuff, but they don't see all the hundreds of hours behind the scenes that goes into building the business. You know, they don't see all the conversations behind, outside of cameras on like, dude, bro, how can I get to the next level? How can I do this? All the expenses, everything. They don't see any of that.
That's a big point too, because I actually was talking about this the other day. I have the same exact routine I did when I was broke as I do now. The surroundings just got nicer. It's like I'd always wake up, I'd eat my food, I'd hit the gym, I'd come home, I'd work on something business related, obviously small business at the time. But I woke up one day in my penthouse. I have the same routine as when I was on a mattress in the living room of my brother's apartment. I'd wake up, I'd eat my food, I'd hit the gym, I'd work on business. It's not a mattress on the floor, it's a penthouse. Now it's not taking the bus, it's a supercar. One thing people need to understand too is that you create the person and you build the routine now. Like, they can become a millionaire through actions and habits now, but there's obviously gonna be a time frame for them to actually like reap the fruits of their labor.
What would you say is your opinion on hate? Because I see you blowing up, right? And I always see your girl blew up on one of the posts, and it was like something like, "My man don't smoke," and then the first comment I see is like, "Oh, he's smoking in the Lambo." Well, what are your thoughts on that? How do you take that?
Honestly, the thing is, I used to let hate bother me a lot. I used to, especially when I was just fitness, a lot of people would discredit my fitness transformation, and I was like, man, they're lying on my name, this, that. My mom was like, Vincent, calm down, you know, this, that. And the moment everything changed, my friend was like, hey, bro, click their profiles. And I'd click their profiles, I was like, oh, shit. So these people hating on me aren't notable people. These are like people you wouldn't even respect in person. And I was like, okay, it's all noise. Right now, I'm very hated on the internet, but I just went to a Gymshark event like 2 days ago. I shut the whole thing down. There's people with lines and meet and greets. People are leaving the meet and greets. Yo, Vincent, yo, your content changed my life. Your content, this, that. So there's one quote that always resonates with me. It's in the Bible. If the world hates you, remember it once hated me too. If you were of this earth, the earth would accept you, but you're from me, so the earth's gonna hate. Something along those lines. That quote really comforted me, and I realized every single notable figure throughout history was hated. You know, it's just something you have to get used to. When I'm worried is when the internet likes me. I know my page is dead and flatlined when all my comments are like, awesome, Vince. Hey, this is great. Hey, this is awesome. And I'm like, okay, like something's wrong right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people don't see that, right? Because a lot of people hate, but people don't see like, hey, this guy's actually giving a good message. And I think it comes from jealousy, because you're right, I've never met a hater that it's like, I would trade lives with. Never, it's never happened. Like, you click on their profile, it's either a black screen or it's a freaking Pokemon or it's just some bullshit. You're like, oh, okay, that's why he's hating. I would hate too if I wasn't.
It's just a lack of belief. That's really all it is. I've sat down and digested this for hours. I'm like, why do they hate? It's because they don't believe they can get there too. So when you're showing them penthouses, ocean views, they're kind of like, oh, fuck him, he's showing me something I can't have. The people that do believe are like, oh, you inspire me a lot. So it's a mental shift and it's a mental difference. But I was never really a hater. You know what I mean? Like, we kind of went back and explained this. You know, when you saw Grant and I saw other mentors, I was curious. I was like, how are they living this life? How can I do the same exact thing? But those people, they don't have that. They see that and they don't believe they can get there too. And they try to discredit that, especially coming from middle-class families. You know what I mean? You're from Hialeah. I was from Phoenix, Arizona, more near downtown. It wasn't the most ghetto area, but it also wasn't the nicest place. And even my own mother would say stuff like, you know, there's no reason there should be millionaires and there's homeless people on the street and this, that. So like, I'm battling all of these limited beliefs and deciding what to subscribe to and what not to. Even my mom's coming out in 2 weeks. She loves millionaires now because she doesn't have to work anymore. She's like, Vincent, I love what you're doing and it's great. And it's just something they've been taught, you know, so long and they've adopted.
It's crazy how the whole shift changes. I remember, do you know Iman Gadzhi? Back before he blew up, this was probably 2018, I used to watch his videos. And I remember I used to go to my mom's room, pull up his YouTube channel and be like, Mom, look, he's 2 years older than I am, and he's doing it. I think at that time he was making like 100 grand a month. Like, he wasn't making like super crazy than how he's doing now. I was like, Mom, look, he's doing it. He can do it. My mom would tell me this same thing. She would be like, oh, it's a scam. It's not real. Oh, it's bullshit. It's fake. All my family members would tell me the same thing. And I remember I was like, there's no way it's fake. Even if it was rented, even if his lifestyle was rented, it still costs a lot of money to rent that. Even though my family was telling me, yo, it's fake, don't listen to that, I knew that they had a good intention in mind. They weren't trying to just, you know, shatter on my dreams, but they don't know better. It's their reality, it's their life. Like, if someone came down right now to us and they were like, hey bro, if you jump off here, you'll fly. We would be like, no, we can't. We won't fly, we'll die, you know? But until he does it, then you actually see, oh wow, it's possible.
Yeah, same exact thing, bro. It was, mom was telling me the same stuff. That's not gonna work. Even everything I did. Day trading, when I was doing fitness programs, it was Vincent, what if somebody gets injured and you get sued?
Yeah,
and then
totally.
one day I just snapped, bro. I was like, okay, I'm trying to find a solution to every problem. My mom has a problem to every solution.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop thinking about worst case, and I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna drop my fitness program. I'm gonna upload online. Like, I'm gonna try to help people. I've never been sued once over a fitness program. Yeah, we've had little stuff like where maybe, you know, somebody's unhappy, you refund them or something. Yeah, you have to think best case with anything you're going into. I think a lot of people don't understand. And one thing I heard from Bob Proctor was it's 95% mindset, 5% actual strategy. A lot of people aren't successful because they just self-sabotage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, what if this doesn't work? What if that doesn't work? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? I'm like, bro, what if you can? I feel like for me and you, it was like we had a life that we hated at the time and like would do anything to get out of. So for me, it wasn't even just like, I know 100% I'm gonna be successful. I know 100% I don't wanna be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Whether I succeed or fail, I need more dopamine in my life. You know what I mean? I need a journey, I need a hunt. I don't want to sit behind a desk and be enslaved. You know?
What would you say is like that one student that you look back and you're like, man, that one student that changed his life?
Bro, there's been a lot of them, but I guess the most modern one is my guy Flynn. He's like 17 years old now. He's making $40,000 a month.
Crazy.
I saw him, and I remember when my sales guy first called me. He's like, hey, we have this kid here who just paid. You have time right now to onboard him? It was like 11 p.m. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll onboard him. They said he was a little bit nervous. So I jump on with him. I teach him everything I know. This kid starts popping off. He was making he made 10,000, 20,000, 40,000. He's done over 6 figures now. He just bought a C8 cash. He moved to Miami and got his own high rise.
That's awesome.
I feel like along the journey, especially with consulting and helping people, at first I thought I was just miracle unicorn that, oh, only I can do this. But when I started helping people, I was like, oh shit, I'm not special at all. Like this entire process, anyone can duplicate.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that because actually a lot of people don't know how we met. So we met because it's funny, my closer was a fan of yours. So he was opting into your pages. Actually, he was about to buy your program. He was like, I didn't know you at the time. So I was like, yo, bro, dude, you're the freaking drug dealer, bro. Don't consume your own product, you know? And then he was like, dude, no, but I want to get this, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, get it. You should go ahead, get it. So he opted into your webinar. I think he didn't get to watch the full thing or else he would have he would have bought it. Yeah. But he didn't watch the whole thing. And then your guy, Pranav, called him. And then when we heard Pranav, I was in the room and I was like, yo, his name was Leo. I was like, yo, Leo, tell Pranav and just try to close him. So we were like, hey, Pranav, you got potential, bro. You sound good. Hey, by the way, you want to get better in sales? Yeah, I do. Okay, great. Set up a meeting, blah, blah, blah. We set up a meeting with Pranav, and then we ended up closing it for $7,500. And that's how we met, because it's funny, because both of our people liked each other. And Pranav is also one of my success students now, because he invested $7,500. How did he do?
Yeah, no, he's going crazy. Pranav, before, just one of the kids that I boarded, him and his brother, I was like, hey, I need sales guys. I'm just learning about systems. He was doing decent. Ever since he joined your thing, he started clocking. He's been my best guy to this day. And one thing I noticed about Pranav, he was just hungry. You know what I mean? He was like hungry and willing to learn. You know?
So hungry.
Even now, he's doing most of our revenue. You know what I mean? Just because of the stuff. And I'm not sure exactly what you taught him, but back on that same topic of closing high ticket, I definitely saw a switch because I was trying to sit there and tell him, bro, you need to start closing higher ticket. You're closing these small 1Ks and payment plans. I'm like, we need some higher tickets in here. He's been smacking down 15s ever since. You know what I mean?
Crazy. He showed it to me. And he lives in Miami. We actually went out to a club and we were like to his final getaway. Yeah. And dude, what I love about Pranav is he jumps on a call. The next call, hey Tabare, here's everything that you told me to do. I did it. Here's the recordings. Here's this. Here's that. Like that's the people that you want to actually help, right? Because I'm sure you've had people that just joined the program, and then the next thing you know, you see them post about another business like drop shipping. You're like, bro, why would you invest your money if you're gonna go do another thing? You know, guys like Pranav are the best. You know, because they're like so coachable, bro, so coachable, and obviously, bro, results are in the pudding.
Yeah, and I want to touch on what you just said. A lot of people are switching from one thing to the next thing because they hear stuff online and they misuse it. Every millionaire needs 7 streams of income, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna do everything. You have to do one thing long enough and just like, it's about depth. You have to focus on one thing. For me, I focused on fitness for 5 years. I was like, I'm staying within the fitness industry. I'm only sticking to this. I'm not doing drop shipping. I'm not doing anything else. I'm sticking to fitness. And after 5 years, you know, you build automated systems and you're just doing 7 figures a year just because you stuck to that one thing. Yeah. But I had times where, like I said, I'd go from drop shipping to day trading to reselling, and I wasn't loyal to any one of those fields, so I didn't see success with it.
It's like a reflection. It's like a mirror. It's like if you don't love the business is not going to love you back. I had the same issue with one of my guys. He was like, bro, the leads are broke. The leads aren't qualified.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. I jumped in, did 1 day of closing, and I collected literally what he collected in a month. I collected in a day. And I was like, oh, you were saying about the leads? And it goes to show you that it's never the leads. It's never anything. It's just your internal energy. I'm sure you're a big believer in energy, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest thing with sales teams and stuff too. For everybody watching this, we made a switch too. A lot of people are solopreneurs. They're doing everything themselves. They're working in the business, not on the business. Now we built systems where we have a machine that works for us. We're making this podcast right now. People are doing demos. But one thing about managing a team and leadership is I see it as a transfer of beliefs. That's what I've seen with all these top dudes. I shadowed Andy Elliott, Brad Lee, Mike Barron. I'm going around with these top dudes that are making a lot of money, and I'm like, their beliefs are transferred down to their guys. They're saying the same stuff. The leads aren't shit. You know what I mean? It's just your own belief. Like, get to work. That's the biggest thing for managing a sales team.
It's insane. What would you say is the biggest life lesson you learned in the last 12 months?
Biggest life lesson in the last 12 months is probably what I just said, like working on the business, not in the business. Over the last 12 months, you know, I was doing 6 figures a month before, but like you said, I had no time freedom at all. It's like I have to be at my desk. I'm doing every single sales call. I'm onboarding every person. I'm doing all the weekly group calls. I'm checking in with people. And I feel like that's where you have to start to grow a business. You have to do the unscalable before you can scale.
Yep.
But this last year, I've been removing myself. I'm like, let me not do the onboardings. I'll get an onboarding coach. Let me not do the sales calls. I'm going to hire sales reps. Let me not even sell myself over the phone. Let me create an automated system that sells for me. And that was the biggest shift for me. But there's also danger with that, where like I have to keep myself busy and do stuff like this or I get self-destructive.
Exactly.
I just have so much free time that I buy stuff. I'll go out and buy a new car. I'm like, shit, let me keep myself busy so I'm not spending recklessly. You know?
Talk about your car collection. Go from your first car and let's walk all the way up.
Yeah, so I got the BMW i8 first. That was from fitness programs, low ticket, literally low ticket fitness programs. I made my first 6 figures. I bought an AMG after that. And my plan with the AMG was to do car rentals with a friend. I think I still have that car. I don't even know where it's at. It's in Arizona. I think he's renting it out. And then after that, I moved to Miami and I bought the Dawn, which was a dream for me. Like I said, my mentor took me in a drop top Rolls Royce through LA. So I bought the Dawn. That was a big dream for me. I bought the Lambo after that because I came out to Miami. I'm chilling at the spot. I'm hearing Lambos ripping. I was just getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Like you got to get pissed off. I was like, why am I hearing fucking V10s, V12s roaring? Like I'm pissed. I need a Lambo. Boom, got the Lambo. Fast forward to like a year later, I got the SF90NX. I upgraded the Lambo. I bought the Phantom and upgraded the Dawn. And now I have an SVJ that I just purchased too.
That's
so
insane.
I bought like 6, 7 supercars now. And yeah, that's pretty much.
You know what's crazy? You convinced me to get my car. Because
Yeah.
when you first came, I was never a real big car guy. Everything I do to grow the businesses. Because like obviously I came from grants. So I was pre-programmed to grants, like don't buy cars, invest in real estate, do this, very traditional way. And then I met you and you were like, bro, you just gotta invest in your personal brand. And I was like, oh shoot, he's right.
Yeah.
Right, so I got a Urus outside, you know, which is pretty cool. But I would not have had that if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for that conversation we had.
You know what I love, bro? Is like even you with the Urus, your entire life becomes an adventure. Now you're not getting in your car and going to the gym. You're getting in your Lamborghini Urus and popping it down the road to hit the gym. Like it's an experience. You're not just going to dinner. You're pulling up front row valeting. So like some things I feel like are bigger than money. It's just about your overall experience of life. My girl's mom does Elena Cardone's makeup.
That's awesome.
You know, so she's doing her makeup. She's like, oh, you know, she's showing, here's my daughter, here's her son. Hey, Vincent and Ksenia, here's a signed book of our relationship.
That's awesome.
And she's telling my girlfriend's mom, you know, he shouldn't be buying all that stuff and that's all stupid and this, that. And it's like the same exact idea of I know what sold me on Grant. A part of that was the lifestyle. I was like, this dude's telling me not to spend dumb, but he's saying that in a Phantom. He's like, don't do this, it's stupid. I got the Phantom here, I got the Lambo in the back. Guys, this stuff's all stupid. He's like, I'm in the jet right now. It's all stupid. But that was what sold me on him. So I was like, okay, with my personal brand, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. It's a non-traditional way of investing. You know what I mean? And for the people on here, it's not renting, it's not any of that stuff. I bought my first 5 cars cash. When I bought the i8, let's just start there. When I bought the i8, my personal brand just blew up. It's like, holy shit, Vince the dude with the i8. And I made significantly more money than I would have keeping that $85,000 in my account, 100%. Because my brand and my perceived value went up. That's when I went from lower ticket to higher ticket. I'm selling $50 programs. When I got the I-8, I'm like, I'm worth more. My fitness program's $997 4 months now. And people saw me as worth that. You know what I mean? So even now with these big players like Grant, you know, even Grant, the way they can sell these $50,000 packages, $100,000 packages, a part of that aspect is the lifestyle. You know, it's not just the real estate too. Bro, back to like money secrets, I think your best investment, your first 100,000 or below, all of that should be going back into yourself.
100%.
I've had mentors, even Boniface is like, Vince, bro, you have 2 million liquid. This a year ago. He's like, you got 2 million liquid right now? I was like, no. He's like, bro, keep spending that shit on yourself, bro. He's like, come talk to me when you have a little bit of chump change. And I was like, oh shit, okay, let me keep spending it back into myself. Because most people are playing defense. There's a time and a place to play defense, bro. You should do that when you have your life figured out and you have income. If you don't have income yet, though, you need to be all offense. Boom, let me get this car. Boom, let me make this connection. Boom, let me set up this podcast. And then you set yourself up where you can be smarter later on, you know?
Dude, 100%. Something I just heard you say that a lot of people don't do is they don't walk it how they talk it. Like I remember when Iman used to be blowing up back in the day, he always says, hey, don't sell digital products. And I'm like, but that's what you're doing. You're the opposite, because you're showing them and you're telling them, hey, look, I got it doing this, here's how to do it. Same thing with me, I got it doing this, here's how to do it. Right? But a lot of coaches out there, they do a little switch, a bait and switch. They say, hey, do this, do this, do this, and then, but they got their money some other place.
Yeah.
Right? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's all marketing, bro. It
crazy.
Goes back to what we said. I've been the middle class kid that had the middle class mindset. And if I heard something like that, oh, don't do this, this is stupid, but I'm seeing it, that subconsciously sells me. I no longer think, oh, fuck this guy, he's flexing on me. I think, oh, this dude's telling me that's stupid. Andy has the life I want to live. Let me live that life too. On a higher level, you know, people like nice things. It's a marketing strategy that I don't want to say I won't use later on. You know, they may watch this podcast 20 years later. Oh, Vince, you're doing the same exact thing. But I know why they do it. You know what I mean? It's just to subconsciously sell with stories. But yeah, I think it's a marketing tactic. I even saw a clip of Iman and he's saying the same exact thing. He's like, you know, when people say I don't spend money, it's all stupid. You know, I made my first 8 figures and then I bought a Range Rover. But I'm like, isn't that a contradicting statement?
Yeah.
You should just say the same. I love it though, I love it.
I just saw a latest video from Iman, he said the same thing. Like, guys, don't start a software company. Don't do it, don't do it. I'm doing it because I just love it. It's like the whole 360, bro. It's beautiful. But now I've realized that that's what he does every single new offer, every single new company that he does. He just, bam, throws it. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But it works. What would you say? Let's go back 5 years. You're the guy watching. You're like depressed. Maybe you're overweight. You're freaking sad. Your girlfriend's a 2 out of 10. You know you could do more, but you're just stuck. And they're watching this clip right now. What would you say?
I think you only get what you feel like you deserve in life. I always had a self-image, even when I was the skinny loser. I was like, I deserve more. I'm not even gonna stop in the middle. I don't want a 2 out of 10 girlfriend. I'm gonna have no girlfriend, if anything, and grind my ass off and then get the girlfriend I want. I'm gonna have no car, if anything, and then buy the i8 that I want. You know what I mean? So like, it's all a standard. It's all about what you're willing to accept. Everybody's where they want to be, whether they want to admit it or not. That dude wants to be fat. He thinks he wants to be in shape, but he doesn't want to give up the eating habits. He wants to be fat. He thinks he wants a hotter girlfriend, but he's with his 2 out of 10. He wants that girlfriend. Like we were saying, you have to get pissed off and you have to be like, I'm no longer willing to accept this. That was what I did my entire life. I'm like, I'm done being skinny. I'm no longer willing to accept this. This isn't who I am. I'm not sitting behind a desk and raising my hand to use the restroom. This isn't who I am. So like, to that dude, if you can get pissed off enough, if the anger of your current situation outweighs the fear of change, then you're gonna change. That's my best advice to those people.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I remember there's one saying that I always used to say, because I don't know if I got this from the Bible or I got it from some video, but it says, this king told this guy, hey, make me a ring that when I look at it, it will make a happy man sad and it will make a sad man happy. And that ring, what it said, this too shall pass. So when a happy man, he's excited, everything's going great, he looks at the ring, this too shall pass, he gets upset. But when a sad man looks at it and it says, this too shall pass, he gets happy. So I think the biggest thing is hope. If you just have hope and you know that, hey, you can do it, you can do anything you set your mind to, that's the best thing. And also, wisdom begins in wonder. I remember, we talked about this a little bit earlier, I used to always wonder, right? I never used to hate, I used to always wonder, hey, how does this person have this? How does this person have that? How does this person do what he's doing? If you start wondering, right, now we have ChatGPT, dude, everyone should have at least 1 hour a day conversation with ChatGPT. You can learn so much, just ask them like, hey, how is this made? How is this chair made? What's the situation in China when it comes to economics? Dude, you can learn so much. It's like having a brain of unlimited knowledge available to at your phone, and no one uses it.
Yeah.
No one. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially it gets deeper. I mean, even telling it like, think in the mind of a multi-billionaire. What do you think about this? You know, because a lot of the internet is unfiltered, you know, so there's unsuccessful people tweeting on the internet, there's successful people. I feel like if you could tell ChatGPT too, like, give me billionaire advice on how to do this.
Yes.
It's gonna become the mind of a billionaire.
It's
like
insane.
That's the craziest thing. I'm big on marketing, so I needed an email sequence made. And I was like, I need an email sequence from Russell Brunson, basically explaining like a soap opera sequence. It was something I read in his book. Makes me the entire sequence, boom, I upload that, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like a machine that people need to use, you know?
It's crazy, and people don't do it. And you teach about it in your program too, right? How to use ChatGPT and all that.
Yeah. For video ideas, all that stuff. So it's a big tool. I think of AI like a perfect servant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's worried, oh, AI is gonna take over the world. I wanna be the dude behind the AI taking over the world. You know what I mean? So like, 100%. If you get on the right playing field, you can use it to your advantage. Back on a crazy topic of my first mentor, he's like, Vince, this ChatGPT stuff's coming out 6-7 years ago, bro. I'm like still a young teen. I'm investing in NVIDIA. He's like, you need to invest in cybersecurity. He's like, I'm dumping millions into NVIDIA right now. At the time, NVIDIA, I don't even know what price it was. It was like low. Now it's like high up there. I'm like, bro, like what do you, are you still holding? He's like, bro, I never sell. He's like, hey Vince, I want to build the next Disneyland. Like I kind of want you to manage it a little bit because you talked about real estate in this Grant Cardone stuff. He's like, I want to build the next Disneyland. Like I need to find land. I need to find like roller coasters. I'm like, what the hell? So this dude's like balling out of his brains now. A lot of people that are successful have different personality types. One thing I noticed, you have to have these success principles, and then on top of that, you're you. So this guy specifically, this dude's a damn pothead. He smokes every single day. He's from the hood. He's always talking about hoes, but he has this switch where he knows success principles. You know what I mean? Other people are more like, there's Grant Cardone personality types. There's like, boom, be frugal, reinvest everything, boom. But on the other side, he knows success principles. There's some dudes like me that are a little bit reckless, that cuss a little bit, that are like crazy, you know, fitness, but you still have success principles. So to everybody out here, if you can learn those principles from books like Think and Grow Rich, Science of Getting Rich, like you're gonna have a good shot, you know?
What's your favorite book?
Man, my favorite book is, in terms of simplicity, is definitely As a Man Thinketh, I feel like. Just short, 100-page book. It's just one thing that every philosopher has agreed on since the beginning of time is that we become what we think about. And I think success principles don't translate just for money, it's in every area of life. Relationships, health. People ask me, Vince, how you eating fast food all the time and like you look good, you're healthy? I'm like, I don't believe fast food is bad for me. Like I was raised, my dad would take me to McDonald's. You want a Dr. Pepper? Here, get this double cheeseburger. Let's go get Panda Express. And I just believed I'm indestructible. You know what I mean? I chose to have that belief, and that's what showed up. I chose to believe when I got in the gym, I can't get fat no matter how hard I try. I can't lose my abs no matter how hard I try. I'm gonna eat as much as possible. I didn't gain fat. You know what I mean? Same thing with money. I chose to believe, if anyone can figure this stuff out, it's me. I'm gonna figure out the money game. I'm gonna get these systems and that. Okay, Tabare's talking to me about CRMs. I have no clue what this is. I'm gonna figure it out though. It's that belief, like you were saying. Bro, honestly, to go back on that, the number one book I think is the Bible. I really do think every book after that is like a plagiarized version that took a piece out of it. You see how Think and Grow Rich correlates with the Bible, As a Man Thinketh. Like every single book is teaching lessons from this same exact book. That's one of the wisest books, I feel like.
That's so interesting. I love the Bible. Actually, me and my girl are reading the Bible every single Sunday. We try to read it, a couple pages. And outside of the Bible, I think the book that changed my life is Sell or Be Sold. Because a lot of people tell me, get into real estate, right? How do you get into real estate if you don't have money? By learning sales. Because 60% of Airbnb is your ability to communicate and negotiate a deal. Like I've gotten into deals with $0, bro, just because I've been able to talk. So that's the biggest skill that a lot of people do. Here's the question, because you're really good at marketing. What's one piece of golden nugget that you have for someone, let's say they're stuck. Let's say they're stuck at 200, 300, 400 views. That 400 jail, right, that everyone talks about. What's that one piece of advice you would give them? The
most brutal piece of advice for everybody stuck with low views is that the Instagram algorithm is always gonna be honest. If your content isn't engaging, it'll tell you. And a lot of people think it's about quality. They'll think like, let me get the best setup, let me get this, let me get that. What you need is controversy, you need excitement, you need a shock factor in every single video. So we can sit here and talk self-development, but we'll also say stuff that'll offend certain people so that the algorithm creates like comments and arguments. With my fitness videos, I'm like, let me have this before, let me put an exciting ass song, then an after. Let me put something controversial. So I feel like you have to be polarizing if you want to kill it in the online game. Why do all the top marketers say controversial stuff yourself. Like having a personal brand is what you stand for and what you stand against. So I always talk about what I stand for: making money, self-improving, taking care of family, creating a great life, which everybody is really on the same page with, but I'm gonna piss people off while I'm saying it. Bro, you're saying money doesn't buy happiness, but your mother's still working. You're selfish. Your goal is happiness. My goal is taking care of my family. Everybody knows you should take care of your mom, but I'm gonna say it in a way that emotionally offends people so that the algorithm picks it up. Making money too. I'm gonna say something offensive to my past self. Bro, you can't be that skinny loser playing video games and expect to get rich. You haven't done the self-development required. You have to upgrade you and then your surroundings upgrade. I offended that skinny loser. You know what I mean? I'm not just bullying him though. I'm giving him a solution. So there is value, but I'm gonna piss them off too. That's one thing that I feel like contributes to my success. I just had a reel from the last podcast, over 1 million views now, and I basically said a lot of people are out here celebrating failure. You didn't accomplish shit. You're at the club popping bottles. We'll celebrate achievements. And like, it's just shit that oh, fuck this guy, you know what I mean?
They want to hate.
Yeah. So like, that's what the best marketers do. If you can piss people off and give them a solution and have value within that, that's how you go viral all the time, like whenever you want to. I always tell people, and this may go back to belief too, I decide when I want to drop a viral video. If you're trying to go viral, you need to believe, I know how to craft a video where this shit's gonna pop off. I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna create a lot of comments. I'll say stuff that I know is going to be controversial before the video, and I'll put a spin on. Guys, this is gonna sound very controversial. If you're a young adult and all your effort and energy is going into a high school sport and you don't plan to go pro, you're wasting your time. You have a better shot at becoming a meat. Everybody playing sports is like, oh shit. But here's the twist to it. Because one thing's going viral, one thing's conversions. So I do all organic marketing. I've made 7 figures the last 3 years doing organic marketing. Biggest twist for me is deciding who my dream customer was and like knowing that person to the detail, which is usually your past self. And I'll piss off everybody else who isn't that person and I'll get them out of there. I'll piss off the 50-year-old dude that like, you know, is big on, I don't know, real estate and investing and isn't big on lifestyle. A lot of people say don't spend money. Some people don't want to be a loser and bang a 2 the rest of their life. So that dude's gone. They're like, he's still helping me. He's still pushing my video. But my dream character, whose mindset that I know because I was that past dude, is like, holy shit. Like Vince is my devil's advocate. Tabare is my devil's advocate. He's telling me shit nobody around me is telling me. And I can trust that dude because he's real and authentic. You know what I mean? That's been the biggest thing for me because I've had a following and not had a personal brand. There's a big difference. People think you get 1 million followers, you can get rich. No. If you have 10,000 nurtured followers, that's better than hundreds of thousands of unnurtured followers. I get comedy dudes that come to me all the time. Vince, I have 2 million followers, but like I'm not making money. What do I do? I'm like, bro, you have to give value. You have to be about self-development. But like, that's the biggest twist for me is using people's emotions to feed the algorithm.
That's beautiful. Because our business, we both have info product companies. Mine is solely on ad. Yours is solely organic. It's kind of like a little different. What are your thoughts on ads?
I like ads, but like put this into perspective, like I said, across all my different Clipper accounts, when you get 60, 70 million views in the last 30 days, and then you spend 2,000 on ads and get 5 views, I'm just like, yo, like that's an exaggeration, but I'm like, yo, what the hell? It's you start to, I was talking to about this with a friend. I was like, you start to like undermine the value of what you're paying for. So I definitely do want to climb that ladder and like target those people. But it's very hard when you get views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been very hard for me. But I also love organic too because ads it really is less about personal branding. I've seen people with 2,000 followers that make more than me with ad spend. I spend this much, I get that much back. I push people to my funnel.
It's predictable.
Boom. It's predictable. I've never just wanted to be an info product. I've also wanted to be a personal brand, and I wanted people to go like, dude, you changed my life. But a lot of the time we see it as numbers on a screen. Oh, these are numbers. I got this many likes, this many shares, this, that. But everything changed for me when people started saying like, yo, like I see in their eyes, Vince, bro, you taught me to have confidence. You taught me self-belief. You changed my life. And I'm like, oh shit. Like that's fulfilling for me. And on a karmic scale, I feel like the more good you do, the more you'll be rewarded, you know?
Dude, 100%. 100%. Dude, that's so funny because I have a lot of people that come up to me and we teach them 2 things, right? Sales and Airbnb, because it goes hand in hand, right? The people that get Airbnb properties, they always say like, wow, hey, I've been able to retire. I've been able to do this. And that literally is the best. Like, yeah, they pay a lot of money, which is great because everyone loves money. But dude, there's no better feeling than that win of like, damn, this person was working at a fucking shitty hotel job and now they have 8 properties, 10 properties, 15 properties. It's insane.
Bro, it's awesome.
People don't see that.
Yeah.
Right? Ballers, busters don't see that. They don't see
Yeah.
the change, but they just fucking
But
they
they
hate.
do. They
Yeah?
do see the change. That's why they say, oh, let's expose this dude. There's nothing to expose.
Exactly.
They see the change. They choose to ignore it, though.
It's insane.
I'm probably the worst target person because I do organic. I'm the worst target person to troll because I'm a troll. I started as a troll. I was that skinny kid playing video games, like cussing people out. So when I see a video like that, like, oh shit, they have 200, 300,000 followers. Awesome. Baller Busters keeps making videos, but I've been balling and I haven't busted yet. Keep stroking. So like now everybody's like, oh shit, bro. I see. I love the fucking warfare. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's zodiac signs too. I'm a fucking Gemini, bro. So like I love drama to a certain degree, and I love using it and putting a spin on it. And what that does, you know, same thing. My non-buyers, you're gonna talk. My buyers, so many people followed me and they're like, bro, I followed you from that account. Not even just the Baller Busters account, other accounts. I followed you from that, I followed you from that. You know what they did? They blocked all of my Clipper accounts because they saw, fuck, this dude's fucking like getting traction from us. You know what I mean? I made those videos like, you know, let me get this dude off. Like, let's block him. Let's not let him see our views. But yeah, it's all a game of publicity. I think it was Trump that said this. Good attention is better than bad attention. Bad attention is better than no attention. And I have that same mentality. When my page is flatlined and dead, I'd rather be globally hated than have nobody. You know what I mean? I want that energy. I want the friction. I want the who is this guy? Because you can't tell me when millions of people are saying your name across the world. Who is this guy? Rented, this is that, or, oh, I like this guy too. All of those people are focusing on you. And what you focus on expands. Like I said, studying universal principles. I know if I can get my name, my face, my videos in as many rooms as possible, I'm given power from the focus of other people. You notice how even if you hate somebody, if you focus on what you hate, it grows. I've put myself in that position where I want to be focused on, whether it's good or bad.
Dude, I fucking love it.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of power and energy. I've read a lot of books too, like the dark psychology stuff. I've read a lot of 48 Laws of Power too, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of Robert Greene. If they're beneath you and you call them out, that makes you look like a tyrant and that makes you look bad. If they have a following and you call them out, that actually gives you publicity.
Yes.
So I selectively choose which hate videos to respond to. Had another dude, 300,000 followers, made a mockery of my mastermind clip. And I get on my phone, I'm like, I mean, you took a 45-second clip from a 5-hour video, but like, let's switch off of that. So 48 Laws of Power says, if you can tarnish their own reputation and let people start to have questions about them, that's the way to expose somebody who may have more traction than you. So I see a video with 20,000 likes, millions of views, that's making a mockery of me. 48 Laws of Power says, if they're powerful enough, open holes in their own reputation and use it. So I go, they took a 45-second clip, but like, let's switch off of that. We have bigger problems. Why does this dude have a bigger crack in his ceiling every video? And that goes even more viral. And people are like, yo, I hate this dude, but that was actually funny.
Right.
I feel like you have to be a jokester too. You can't be all serious. Look at all these personality types of people killing it online. They're respectable and they have a sense of comedy. If you're too serious and alpha male, they can't respect you because that's how trolls play their mark. But if you're, you know what I mean, like a serious figure and you can joke around and you can say, well, that dude got holes in his ceiling. What is he talking about? They're like, okay, I hate this dude, but that was funny though.
Right.
Like you have to hit him with every angle, comedy, knowledge. People with organic, they'll click my stories. They don't know what the fuck they're gonna see, bro. They don't know if they're gonna see my girlfriend. They don't know if I'm gonna say the most outlandish shit in the world. They don't know if they're gonna get some wisdom. They don't know if I'm gonna advertise. And you have to make your Instagram a reality TV show where they're like, fuck, well, what am I getting next, you know?
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Dude, that's fire. Funny you brought that up because then my next topic is something controversial. What are your thoughts on Wes Watson?
I think he serves a great purpose for the community, but that was my first example of, at the time, hate coming from above. I plugged in with their guys and their team. I wanted to see what it was about. At first it was, Vince, you're gonna make you're gonna make 7 figures and this, that, and you're gonna kill it and you're gonna be awesome, and like, dude, you're gonna be at $1 million a month in no time. And I've had this with every single mentor since the beginning of my entrepreneur journey, but they always switch to jealousy and envy. And I'm below these people. I'm not passing these people, but when I start to get traction and eyes, they say never outshine the master. I accidentally do that with every mentor I have. It got to a point where I randomly get a text message. I'm making talking videos and stuff. Well, how much have you made? You know, I'm at 3 million a month. You're still sitting at 6 figures. He blocks me. You know what I mean? I'm 18 at the time, 18. And I was like, huh. I took it as a compliment. It's like, if this person's ahead of me, why is he that worried about me? I must have something special I didn't even see within myself. Your own haters believe in you more than you believe in yourself a lot of the time. And that was my biggest boost of energy, where I was like, okay, if this dude feels threatened, I must have something special. Started popping off after that. I love the message on that same topic, but definitely it's a one-sided hatred. It's, Vince, you still, it was little stuff. Hate starts as jokes. You still got the baby Huracan and doors don't go up. Pull up in the SF90, there's more stuff. Hate always starts as jokes, and then it's real hate.
It's crazy. And he got in a fight with someone, right? Like an elevation.
Something like that, yeah. But I don't like to get too involved in the drama stuff. But yeah, it's interesting topic. That was the first person I wouldn't trade places with, even though they're past me.
Interesting.
Because there's certain things you need well-rounded in general to live a successful life. It's not just all one-sided of money. I also want to have great friendships, great relationships, all that stuff. And I think that contributes to success. I guess I try to be the best example of like what I want to be and what I want not to be. I never want to have my audience come up to me and I go, DM me on Instagram, bro, DM me on Instagram. I don't want to hear that shit right now. But I've had people come up to me, Vince, are you mean, bro? Like, no, I'm not mean. What are you talking about? Bro, I went up to this other guy and he cussed me out and said DM him on Instagram. Like, nah, bro, I'll never do that.
That's so fucked up.
You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, sit in the car. You know what I mean? Get in the car and whatever. A lot of people are motivations, whether I want to be like them or not. But to look at it like this, my biggest motivation was I have haters that are living better than me. And I think God purposefully places certain enemies in your life to propel you. So at the time you may think, well, why is this dude that's a bigger figure than me at the time kicking me while I'm down? Bro, that's a blessing. That was placed there on purpose. If I didn't have haters that were past me, that looked down on me and said, oh, this dude's just pretend. A lot of people on the internet, this dude's just pretend. He's got the Lambo now, he's gonna go broke in a year. Well, now he has the penthouse, but he's still gonna go broke. Well, now he has the SVJ, but he's still gonna go broke.
Yeah.
Those people always fueled me and pushed me though. Because I know if they weren't placed there, I'd be miles back from where I am now.
Good, I fucking love it. Bro, so you're 21, right? You live in Miami. You got a very expensive lifestyle. How much would you say you spend on average to maintain your lifestyle?
So my base expenses are anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 a month. That's like just bills, eating, random expenses. I look back at my Wells Fargo though, I'm spending like $80,000 a month, crazy shit, like $80K per month. Now, a lot of people see that and say, oh, this dude's stupid and you know, this, that. But my income continues to grow. I continue to get richer. You know what I mean? Because I reinvest back into the business. Everything I do is business related. Let me get this spot, that's good for marketing. Let me get this car, that's good for marketing. Let me go to this dinner, that's good for marketing. And that's what continues to grow my income. But I've always practiced progressive overload, not just in the gym, but in real life too. I'm not gonna stay at the 5-pound dumbbells and be a skinny loser. You know what I mean? I'm gonna upgrade my expenses and force myself to grow. That's something I've always done. So yeah, but when you put it into perspective though, when you're making 20, 30,000 a day sometimes, 30, 40,000 a month isn't a lot, you know?
So bro, living in Miami, you go anywhere, you smell weed, right? The devil's lettuce. What are your thoughts on that?
I think people indulge in weed, drinking, drugs, all that stuff to escape a reality they hate. You can either build a reality you enjoy or forever look for an escape. So these people that are puffing weed, and I used to be that same kid that would smoke weed, I just hated my life. I hated sitting behind a desk at school. I'd go to the bathroom to get a fix. I'd hate that I had social anxiety at parties and event scenes. I'd smoke weed so I could talk to people and get loose. But eventually I decided, let me just create a reality I enjoy. Let me do the hard stuff and like actually learn social skills, actually self-develop and create a reality I enjoy, and everything transformed from there. People use it as an escape, like I said, a lot of the time for pain. If I have a traumatic event that happens to me, I'll make sure I'm completely sober and in absorbing that pain. Like for me, you know, you could say like dad passing, you could say like dropping out of school, being made fun of, being heartbroken. I make sure I'm not going to touch this blunt at all. I'm gonna absorb the pain and use it to create a stronger version of myself. A lot of people, they look for an escape, and it's temporary too. It's still there, you know what I mean? You got heartbroken, you smoke a blunt, it's all good, you know, it's whatever. No, if I'm sober, I'm gonna be like, fuck. I'm all red and shit. I'm like, how am I gonna get back? You know, this girl she just placed the bet that her life would be better without me. How am I gonna prove her wrong? So I like to be completely sober-minded for that reason. Vincent,
what are your thoughts on everyone online saying your girlfriend's a gold digger?
You know, my thoughts to everybody saying my girl's a gold digger, I don't think they've seen, I don't think they've seen like me and my girl in public. It's crazy to say that, but like there's a certain level of like sparkle and obsession that a girl that loves you has. Like if you look into the eyes of a girl that loves you, it's like, it's bigger than money. I've had times where like I got 9,000 in my bank account, we're on a mattress on the floor, and my girl's still looking at me like, you know what I mean? So like, to a certain degree, your role as a man is to protect and provide. The role of a woman is to take care of the home and nurture. It has to be symbiotic, you know what I mean? There has to be a mutual relationship. Gold digging would be, hey, buy me this bag. I'm not doing the dishes. I'm not doing anything household related, and I'm gonna be unenjoyable and give you an attitude. You know what I mean? So like when it's mutual, I don't see that as gold digging. You can't get gold dug, bro. If a gold digger comes up to you, just say no. Buy me this bag, no. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's super simple.
So Vincent, why'd you switch from a Ferrari to a Lambo?
Man, like, I liked the Ferrari, bro, but it was just too quiet. It was too damn quiet. It was depreciating a lot. I bought it for $500,000 5-6 months ago. That car sold to the next person for $380,000.
Damn.
So like I'm seeing this car fall off. You have to think, like I think in terms of supply and demand. I'm driving past the Ferrari dealership every day to go to the gym. I'm seeing more SF90s parked just sitting there not being bought. And I was like, I need a car that they're not continuing to make, that's not a hybrid, that everybody loves. I was like, I'm getting the SVJ. There's only 900 of them. I see them on my Instagram. Kids love that car. And the biggest difference for me was when I had the Ferrari, people would come up to me and say, oh man, that's a nice car. Like, I want to live your life. When I got the SVJ, people were like, bro, that's my dream car. You know what I mean? So it was like a big difference where Ferrari's cool if you're older and you want to chill and look classy. I'm a little bit younger, so I knew I had to spice things up and do it for the young men.
What's next? What's next for Vincent? What car?
There's no other car. I buy cars for status. I don't care how fast it goes. People see my Lambo and they're like, well, my shitbox with the tuned engine can go faster. Yeah, but you can't get hose. You know what I mean? Like I'm pulling up, everybody's looking. So a lot of the time it's not about the speed. It's not about the engine. It's about the status. So my next car is definitely going to be a Bugatti, bro. I'm not stopping in between. Whether it takes 1 year, 2 years, yeah, I might get my girl a G-Wagon in between that. But I buy cars for status, bro. That's why I have the top of the line Phantom. That's why I have the top of the line SVJ. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Dude, I fucking love it. I love it. Guys, it's been a pleasure having Vincent here. If you guys want to go ahead and follow Vincent, what's your IG, bro?
Yeah, so you guys can follow me at Vincent Fischer _ FISCHER _ on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Let's go, guys. Mine is Tabare Sotomayor. We'll leave it down here, his IG, my IG. Guys, let's rock and roll, brother. I appreciate you. I think we spent a lot of value here. They're going to love it.
Hell yeah, let's get it.